Wow, I say good morning and welcome once again to our own night vigil. This is how we do every Friday. This is how we will eventually start the weekend. Moki Bubuale and Konsekwe, a very good morning and welcome to my transmission. As we say all the time, is a mobile transmission, but it continues to enlighten and educate millions and millions of people of Yoruba indigenous people. Mokiwakwe, good morning. Depending on what part of the world you are, we all live in different parts, and mine is in United Kingdom, where this transmission is coming from. As we say all the time, when you come in, share the program, invite your friends and family, and let them be part of the program. It's going to be another fantastic morning, but I'm still setting up, so that means that we still have more intro to play. Moki Babawa, Professor Adebanji Akitoye, the leader of the Yoruba Self-Determination. Moki Oloye, Dr. Sunday Omadeyemo, as we prepare into the week that is going to be the most important week for Oloye and the family, and Gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní ìlú Ìgbòho. As we are all preparing to make our way into Igboho town in the next couple of days, we will continue to use this platform to prepare us for this very important and historical event that is coming up. So if you're new to the platform, all you can do is just, tell somebody else to join us, tell somebody else to also be part of the program. So as we say all the time, let's listen to Tinubu and let's hear what he says again.
Because of fuel has gone up,
Okay.
food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses are struggling.
They're struggling.
Things seems anxious and uncertain. I understand
Okay.
the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Well, it seems that there is no other way. The only way is kí Yorùbá kó kúrò lára Nàìjíríà tí òyìnbó àwọn amúnisìn tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà tó wà nínú Nàìjíríà. I don't know why people that are even in Nigeria, yìí tẹ́ wà nínú Nàìjíríà, mo kí yín bẹ ṣe ń wọlé ẹ̀pà pétò ẹ̀pẹ́ àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí yín ẹ lọ jí wọn. Àsìkò yóò kì í ṣe àsìkò oorun, àsìkò tá a fẹ́ wọnú ìlú Ìgbòho làwa wà báyìí. So let us call as many of our people and prepare them for the upcoming events that will be happening very, very soon. So if you're new to the platform, like I said all the time, it is your responsibility to help us to call your loved ones so that can only direct more. Like I said, I'm still setting up. We have not yet fully clicked in. So good evening to you, Tokyo 778, Moki Atobimi, Moki, àwọn family bi Moki gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé, Moki wá pé a kú ìpalẹ̀mọ́. Ẹ já gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ Olóyè Ìgbòho fúnra wọn láti bí báyìí.
Ọlọ́run mo ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ fún yẹn o. Gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láyé, bàbá mi ò tí ì fi ọ̀dà mẹ́sàn-án fún mi níbẹ̀, ó kọ̀ mí ju ti bàbá mi lọ. Gbogbo àti bọ́lá mo lọ sí bàbá mi. Ojú wo ni mo kọ́ mọ́ dàkọ̀ mú nìkan, ayédàkẹ́ sọ dáadáa, tàbí kẹ́ sọ burúkú ẹ̀ sá sọ̀kan, omi lọ́lọ́run fún. Bí n bá sì kú, ìgbà sí lè ṣe. Ọlọ́run mo ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ fún yẹn o. Gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láyé, bàbá mi ò tí ì fi ọ̀dà mẹ́sàn-án fún mi níbẹ̀, ó kọ̀ mí ju ti bàbá mi lọ. Gbogbo àti bọ́lá mo lọ sí bàbá mi. Ojú wo ni mo kọ́ mọ́ dàkọ̀ mú nìkan, ayédàkẹ́ sọ dáadáa, tàbí kẹ́ sọ burúkú ẹ̀ sá sọ̀kan, omi lọ́lọ́run fún. Bí n bá sì kú, ìgbà sí lè ṣe. Ọlọ́run mo ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ fún yẹn o. Gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láyé, bàbá mi ò tí ì fi ọ̀dà mẹ́sàn-án fún mi níbẹ̀, ó kọ̀ mí ju ti bàbá mi lọ. Gbogbo àti bọ́lá mo lọ sí bàbá mi. Ojú wo ni mo kọ́ mọ́ dàkọ̀ mú nìkan, ayédàkẹ́ sọ dáadáa, tàbí kẹ́ sọ burúkú ẹ̀ sá sọ̀kan, omi lọ́lọ́run fún. Bí n bá sì kú, ìgbà sí lè ṣe.
Ọlọ́run ló ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Bí kò bá kú ẹ lè gbàṣẹ ṣe, ẹ máa gbìyànjú ni. So mo kí bàbá wa olóyè Ìgbòho pé àwa ọmọ yín, àwọn àbúrò yín, àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n yín, àwọn sisters yín, àwọn aunties yín, gbogbo wa láti ra aṣọ òkú tí à ń palẹ̀mọ́ sílẹ̀ fún ọjọ́ tó súnmọ́ tán báyìí láti wá bá yín ṣe ayẹyẹ ìsìnkú màmá yín tó dolóògbé nínú oṣù ọdún tó kọjá lọ́hùn, tí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátá dẹ̀ ti fọwọ́ sí pé gbogbo wa ń kọ́ a jọ máa wà ní ìlú Ìgbòho láti wá bá yín ṣe ayẹyẹ náà, torí pé kí ni èèyàn ńlá ni yín, kọ́lọ́run ọba Elédùmarè kó má sọ yín di èèyàn yẹpẹrẹ níṣojú ọmọ aráyé. Bí gbogbo ọmọ aráyé ṣe nífẹ̀ẹ́ yín àti mọ̀lẹ́bí yín nítorí pé iṣẹ́ Olúwa tẹ́ gbé dání, níṣẹ́ ìran yín tí àsìkò tá a wà yìí, tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá tó léfọ̀n tó lékaná tí wọ́n darapọ̀ mọ́ wa fún ìdí kan àbí ìdí kejì tó yé wọn. Àmọ́ ẹ̀yin dìde, ẹ dìde nígbà tí ọmọ Yorùbá wà lójú oorun tó ń sùn. Kò ń ṣe torí pé Fúlàní pa wá nìkan lẹ ṣe dìde, ẹ dìde gẹ́gẹ́ bí n tí Elédùmarè ní kí ẹ ṣe ní àsìkò yìí. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tó jẹ́ kó ṣe irú iṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ni wọ́n fì sẹ́yìn, wọ́n sá, wọ́n ní kò ń ṣe irú iṣẹ́ tó yẹ káwọn gbé dání nìyẹn. Olúkálùkù wa ń lé owó kàkà kó yẹ ká lé bá ṣe máa gbára wa kúrò nínú in táwọn òyìnbó amúnisìn tó ṣe fún wa. Àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù wọ́n ń sunkún, wọ́n ń jìyà, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni olówó ṣe lọ yójú sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ báyìí bíi pé kò kàn wọ́n. I don't care attitude, and that has been why we live in a very evil world. So if you're one of those tí ìwọ náà yín mú pé you prefer Nigeria, I laugh when I hear that from ọmọ Yorùbá tí ó wà nínú ìgbèkùn. Most of you kúkú mọ̀ pé inú ìgbèkùn lẹ́wọ̀ anyway, because tá a bá wọlé Yorùbá lálẹ́ yìí nísìn, ara àwọn ọmọ wa tó wà ní Ṣakí lánàá, everywhere is in darkness. Ó dà pé wọ́n bá wọn ṣe solar panel síbi sí àìdílé ọba. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ará Ṣakí, ẹ kú palẹ̀mọ́ program tó ń bọ̀ ní àárọ̀ yìí. But nílùú Ìgbòho ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀, gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ wa, ẹ pàdé wa lọ́hùn. Fẹ́yìí tí ẹ̀ ń bẹ nílé tẹ̀jọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá gidi, a mọ̀ pé lóòótọ́ nǹkan le koko bí ojú ẹja, but find your way there and let us make it our duty láti fi sọ fún olóyè pé a dúpẹ́ fún wọn ní àsìkò tí wọ́n dìde fúnra wọn. Kò kúkú ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló lè ṣe tó lóyè ń ṣe lóòótọ́, kò ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló máa lè ṣe. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ akọni èèyàn. Àkókò ní wọn tọ́pọ̀, but what they've done is wọ́n ti yójú wọn sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ padà bí n pé kò kàn wọ́n, and that means that wọ́n wá kó gbogbo pressure lé bàbá wa Akíntóyè àti bàbá wa Olóyè Ìgbòho àtàwọn bàbá tí wọ́n jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní background. And that is why Olóyè is unique, very, very unique to people like us, because we keep asking, where are all the ọmọ Yorùbá níbo ló wà? We can't find them because they refuse not to be found. Kàkà bẹ́ẹ̀, ibi tá ti máa rí wọn níbi tó ti ń ṣòde, tó ń ṣe party, tó ń ṣe fàájì. While we are in danger, àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, mo kí ẹ Gani Olóyèdé ni, some of them in Nigeria, they open their eyes but they are blind. Ẹ wá ń dúró de miracle. Èmi náà like miracle, kò sẹ́ni tó like miracle. And I guess we are fully now in all the platforms as I've now set up, everything so I can monitor as things are going. So we hope we can do as much. You can see the time there. It is just 10 minutes before 4 a.m. I just woke up. I slept and I just woke up not too long ago. And my wife has been so busy. Washing, for sure, preparing again as I'm padà sí school the next week. They've been on holiday, so we have to get them ready ahead of time. So my wife is there doing her own little thing while I'm doing my own as well. Iṣẹ́ tí Ọba Elédùmarè rán àwa nìyẹn, ó ti arrest wa. At the end of the day, ó jẹ́ kíyàn máa sùn ní wákàtí yìí ni. Ẹ̀yin wà ní 5 o'clock ní location 419. Àwa wà ní almost 4 o'clock. Ẹ rí i pé aṣọ tèmi náà ti ready tá máa fi sìnkú. Ó ti dé London. Uncle Yomi, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Omitaf Culture. Ẹni tó bá fẹ́ ránṣọ, ẹ kàn sí wọn lórí IG wọn. Ẹ bá dárúkọ Koikimedia bí àwọn lè rí nǹkan kan fún yín bí a bí discount kékeré kan. Olóyè Ìgbòho, mo kí ẹ, is a freedom fighter. It's not a criminal. Mo kí ẹ easy. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Mo kí àwọn tó wà ní United. Ẹ̀yin wà 8 hours. Ẹ ti wà 8 o'clock. Okay, ẹ̀yin wà ahead wa. Ilẹ̀ ti mọ́ lọ́dọ̀ yìí lọ́hùn. Ṣọ́ ti ṣe work permit padà fáwọn tó wà ní United Arab Emirates. Ó lágbára gan-an. Tinubu ti wà ní African Union Summit. Òun náà fi jayé bí Buhari ṣe jayé ni. Ọmọ olódù ọdẹ kíní kan. Enjoy life. Enjoy life. Enjoy life. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ dákẹ́, ẹ̀yin alágbára ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹ̀yin tẹ̀lé fọ̀n tẹ̀lé kan náà, ẹ̀yin ṣe bí ìgbẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n tá à ń sọ, ẹ dákẹ́ lọ́lọ́. Ẹni it has nothing to do with you. No problem. We just pray that everybody will understand that tíjọba Tinubu bá ṣe tán, the power is going back to the north. The power goes back to the north. No work permit. So àwọn èèyàn kàn survive. However, whatever, ní àwọn òkè lọ́hùn yẹn. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní the 7 continents of the world. Àwọn West, àwọn hypocrite ni wọ́n. Ìyàwó mi ń fíò fídíò kan fún mi lálẹ́ nísìnyí. Mo wá wò mo ní bàbá kan tó kú ní prison ní Russia ni. Àwọn West wá ń pariwo. Ibi tó bá wù wọ́n lọ máa ń fẹ́ fìsì. But ẹ lè fi Russia ṣe anything. Ẹ kọ́ máa lament ni. Ẹ lè fi Russia ṣe nothing. Ẹ ti fún wọn ní sanction. Pẹ̀lú economy Russia collapse. UK ti wà nínú recession. That means pé wọ́n need Nigeria láti fi buffalo up. So ìwọ tó ń bọ̀ wá kàwé máa bọ̀. I need owó tó kó bọ̀ yẹn. Owó ẹ̀yìn I need ẹ̀ ní London. I need ẹ̀ ní UK. Tètè lọ gba student visa kó máa bọ̀. Kájọ máa wá gbé níbí. Mo kí olórí ẹbí wa wà látà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ ní America, Canada, Asia, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ ní Arab country láti Morocco dé gbogbo Egypt lọ sí Libya, kí àwọn tó wà ní Somalia. So we're all over in different places. Mo kí ìyá wa, wọ́n ṣe ń send message yẹn sí mi just about an hour ago. Ẹ rántí brother wa Tolúwaláṣẹ tó ṣaláìsí. I'm sure most of you remember him. Tẹ́ ẹ bá rántí ẹ̀, his face is already in the public domain. Grandma ṣe send the message sí mi ní nǹkan bí 2:25. Ẹ rántí bí Nàìjíríà ṣe happen sí brother wa yìí. I'm sure some of you will remember him. The bomb blast. The bomb blast tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ìbàdàn tó ń parọ́ fún wa pé illegal mining. Grandma ti send the details of the burial sí mi. So let me read and see what we have here. This is just being sent to me right now at about 2:25 a.m. UK time. Kọ́lọ́n bẹ̀ Elédùmarè kó bá mi dúró ti grandma. Hey, friends and family. Here is the official invitation to join us to wish our farewell to our amazing, selfless Ezekiel, King Z, Kende Toluwalashe. The service of song will be on Thursday, on the 29th of February at 6:30 p.m. Address located on the flyer above. The burial service will take place on 1st of March, Friday, 12 p.m. Address located on the flyer above. The reception and the celebration of his life will follow straight after the burial service from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Location 247/251 Wood Street, London, E173NT. Please don't be late, as tables are limited. First come, first serve. Thanks again for all your love and support to our family. God bless you all. Please help us to reach out to our GoFundMe target. Any extra donation you give will be much appreciated. So I'm going to post the link, sorry, timeline. Fanfane tí ẹ bá fẹ́ contribute sínú GoFundMe yẹn. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, bomb blast tó pa brother wa tó lọ sílé láti Ghana tó lọ fún wedding pẹ̀lú ọ̀rẹ́ wọn kan. Wọ́n ní káwọn ilé bàbá wò, bọ́ ti gbàgbé pé ilé bàbá ó ti wà lọ́wọ́ àwọn Fúlàní terrorist táwọn Yoruba politician tó ń deceive ara wọn. So he died on the 16th of February. Ibi ló ń gbé àti ìyàwó àtọmọ, ó sì ní màmá. Mom sí wọn lọ send message sí mi. Ìwọ tó ní kò kàn ẹ́, ìwọ tó ń wà ní diaspora tó ń sọ pé Koiki ò ní ṣáàbì. Thumbs up to you all. No problem. No problem. Nnamdi Kanu, British passport holder ni, wọ́n gbé láti Kenya torí pé n tó ń sọ pé àwọn ò ṣe pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà mọ́, kólúkálukú máa lọ tiẹ̀. British government wọ́n ò bá Nàìjíríà government sọ̀rọ̀ pé kó release ẹ̀ láti ìgbà tó ti kidnap ẹ̀. Ó wà nínú dungeon DSS. Ó ń gbin síbẹ̀, ó ń jí síbẹ̀. Britain ni mọ̀ pé Biafra àwọn làwọn kógun lọ bá wọn tí wọ́n fi ja civil war fọdún mẹ́ta. This time around, a fẹ́ ju ọdún mẹ́ta lọ tí ogun bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ará Igbo pẹ̀lú federal government. Títẹ́lẹ̀ lẹ pé this time around, wọ́n ní owó tó pọ̀, wọ́n ti ra ìbọn tó dá, àwọn ìbọn tó lè dún dáadáa, àti gbogbo tó need láti fi protect ara wọn. Tí o bá sì ní brother tó ń ṣe sójà, ó jẹ́ tètè sọ wọn pé tó bá ti ń relocate wọn lọ sí south east, kó lóhùn ò lọ o. Torí Igbo ní sọ pé ọmọ Yorùbá ni, tó bá ti wà nínú uniform Nàìjíríà, wọ́n máa páyẹ̀, wọ́n máa jà to the last man standing. Àwọn yẹn fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́mi bọ́. So wà sí wọ́n tó bá ní brother, uncle, tètè sọ fún, tó bá ti di pọ́n gbógun yẹn lọ sí south east. Wọ́n ti ń kó wọn lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ o. Ariwo yẹn ò jáde síta ni wọ́n ti ń ṣe jàǹbá fúnra wọn lọ́hùn. Wọ́n pé movie ni, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń televise nǹkan mẹ́rin lórí social media. Tètè bá rò pé tèmi kan bá ní àwọn fídíò yẹn lọ́wọ́, màá máa gbé sórí platform náà. Ìjà gidi ń lọ between the federal government tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún àwọn olórí burúkú amúnisìn tó ń pè láwọn òyìnbó yìí. Wọ́n tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ again. But àwa sì nẹnu bí àjàkàrà, pẹ̀lú làwa ní. Ìtawà mọ̀ ṣe nìyẹn. Àwa lẹ́nu, tá bá fẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí, a lè fi wó gbogbo lé, ìyẹn làwa gbé dání nísìn. Àwọ̀ ìtí dé stage a máa wọlé, a máa bára wa jà. Àwa sì ń ṣe bí ọmọlúàbí. But mo ní, if we don't do what needs to be done, we'll be in problem. So let us wake up for many of those that are still sleeping. You might probably not know who is speaking, because maybe you're just passing by, because it's a social media. A lot of people are doing different things. I am OLAYOMI KOIKI, known as Koikimedia, and I'm one of the campaigners for the Yoruba self-determination campaign. We are grateful that at this particular time in the history of who we are, we can challenge the status quo. That is why Femi Gbajabiamile, olórí burúkú tó pè rẹ̀ ní chief of staff, only the menace lórí social media, àwa ló ń bá sọ̀rọ̀, àtàwọn Nigerians, àtàwa campaigner, àtẹni tó ṣe ní UK tí wèrè Rishi Sunak tó ń ṣe bó ṣe hùn tó fi máa deport àwọn èèyàn lọ. Ó ti gbà pé immigrant ni àwọn bàbá tiẹ̀ náà tó fi wọ̀lú yìí. ṣé ta bá sọ̀rọ̀ sí prime minister wa tó jẹ́ Rishi Sunak tó yẹ porúkọ ni mò ń là mọ́ lórí tí kò dẹ̀ ní kankan tó lè ṣe torí àwa la kódà ọmọ wa bẹ̀ wá nísìnyí pé ká vote fún wọn and a máa decide ibi tá a fẹ́ tẹ̀ka sí. So the priority of these crazy politicians, what I'm watching think like they are our mini gods. What I'm watching back we are now living in a different generation against their own. Mo kí gbogbo èyí tí àwọn gbọ́ wa ní gbogbo ibi tí ẹ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Let us remind ourselves that nobody can stop a movement. Ẹ lè gbìyànjú, ẹ lè try to frustrate it, just as you have been doing all the time. But if you are just thinking that àwa máa lọ sùn, àwa kan máa bẹ̀rẹ̀, àwa kan máa give up, you're wasting your time. Mo like bí nǹkan tẹ̀ ṣe ń lọ nínú Nàìjíríà nísìn. It shows that in 13 Solati 3.5 years ago is becoming much more materialized. But the most important thing is that many Yoruba people, àwọn kan wà ní sideline tí wọ́n ní pé kọ́ máa wò pé ṣó máa lè bọ́ sí kò ní bọ́ sí, instead of every one of us to come together. Okay, my brother, mo jẹ́rìí Tokyo, mo jẹ́rìí you know they play. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní Koiki, mo ń ṣe tí mo lè ṣe, ìwọ náà gbà síbẹ̀, ẹ ṣé gan ni, we are very grateful. Okay, mo ti rí bàbá Boboye, mo ti rí message yín, ẹ ṣé gan ni, ó dà pé ó ṣe wọlé ní 344. Thank you so much. The most important thing is that the expectation ọmọ Yorùbá ní pé Yorùbá country máa ti dé, and I want to talk about it a little bit because bóyá gbà tí mo ti ṣe aṣọ tí mo fi bojú tí mo sọ pé ìyá dagboru àná ó release audio kan pẹ̀lú ìjìnlẹ̀ kò tẹ̀ tún gbójú jáde sí ti tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́, audio ló tún release through WhatsApp voice note. It was about 20 minutes. I listened to it. Nothing special. She hasn't said anything more than òun gbá délé bọ̀ pé kò dẹ̀ sí bàbá ńlá ẹni tó lè dá délé dúró, kò kúkú sẹ́ni tó ń dimú tẹ́lẹ̀. We expect her to come out and let us see her. Kátẹ̀ rẹ̀ ẹni tó tẹ̀ ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ physically. So most of us are even looking forward to see her when she's going to bring the interim government to Ibadan, according to her, very soon. That very soon could be anytime from now till thy kingdom come. I listened to the whole message, and there's nothing much more than a woman that is bitter. Aláwọn obìnrin tó jẹ́ pé akíkanjú obìnrin tó ti jà fún ìran wọn rí, like Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, and so many that we might not be able to remember their names because we've not put the research to tell you. But gbogbo ala mọ̀ pé àwọn obìnrin kan wà akíkanjú. But if you're still one of those, tẹ́ bá sì jẹ́ lára àwọn ẹ ṣé gan ni Tokyo 778, ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Tẹ́ bá sì wà lára àwọn tí expectation yín pé Dúpẹ́ Onítìrọ́, the 419 tó wọlé sáàrin wa tó ní òun lọ́lọ́run wọn, òun nìkan lòun ní ẹ̀rí ẹ̀tẹ̀ máa ń pa mí when she says òun bá wọn kan sọ̀rọ̀, òun ti report wọn fáwọn ìjọba àgbáyé, àwọn ìjọba àgbáyé wèrè wo ló report ẹ̀ fún. It's just another criminal that has used the mindset of àwọn tó wà fragile pé a fẹ́ gba country. Lóòótọ́, I would have preferred us to be inside a Yoruba nation country. But when you want to be in a country, two things. Any if you look through diplomacy, it might take some time. Diplomacy is not easy. Look, you want to try as much as possible to speak to many countries around the world. They will not tell you their views because they are all stakeholders for Nigeria. And I've been able to break that down with the evidence that I wrote here that I can always quickly reference back to if I need to. These are all the countries. "38 countries. These are 38 countries that are buying crude oil from Nigeria. How do you convince them that Emma worry we can have a cordial relationship together? We can have a better MOU. We can have a better things done between us and your country. Some of them would accept, while some of them might not, because they're not sure if it fails, it can backfire on them. So they're very, very careful. But this woman that told us that she's been speaking to countries around the world and she has declared Yoruba nation according to them. And she's even saying that nobody should declare Yoruba nation because we can declare country lemeji. That resonates to some gullible Yorubas. Tí a rò pé wọ́n ní làákàyè. Mo realize pé kò ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló ní làákàyè. It doesn't matter whoever they are, wọ́n ní làákàyè, because number one, nílẹ̀ Yorùbá láàárọ̀ yìí, right? We have kings, we have baales, we have politicians either on a high level or a lower level. Then we have about 30 million Yorubas tó ń gbé nínú present Southwest lẹ́nìí, pẹ̀lú àwọn tó wà ní Òkè Ọya ní ilẹ̀ Igbo títí dé Middle Belt àti North. So if you're now saying that you want to bring a new transformation to people, and you have now come out to say, to declare, and you're bringing that Adelaide into the country, the question we should ask her is she talking to just a small minority of people or a large amount of people? Because number one, the message that one team deliver gonself Koikimedia well understood. They are still hoping that there is the future in Nigeria. That is why most of them went to vote. And after they voted, we saw that they are now all pained. We have 191 local governments as of today in Nigeria, representing the Southwest. 191 local government. When she's talking about an interim government, is she talking about a coup d'etat? Because that's the only way you can force the government to shut down. We talked about that yesterday, that Babangida wanted to overthrow the government. Moki our contestant message to me, Koiki, I love your program, but Isheti Monshe could allow me to joke about 3 hours. If it's possible, please, if we have a bullet point, take it out and let us share that quickly. And I've given that audio to my backup team we're going to work on some of those things. So when we do a 3 hours video, they can cut out slides of few of the 3 hours, at least 5 portions. Tony, you'll be 3 minutes long, and we can distribute that so that Ali they can on call more important. So into full video here while we channel. So mo dúpẹ́ fún feedback here. Let us continue to get feedback. Find it now. Program 2 hours lóòótọ́. Especially we are living in a 24 hours, very, very tight hours. I mean, it's almost 4 o'clock now. So, busy, we don't expect everybody to be able to sit down and listen to us in a 3 hours or 4 hours, 2 hours program. But we will do something on that. Let's still stick on the Dupe agenda. It is an agenda. She will not be the first person in the history of the mankind to deceive people. She will not be the last. Many people have been deceived through one way or the other. Kohas told that they will even say Jesus Christ. But one case alone in Kenya. I don't think maybe some of you are following that case. We wrote an article on it where these particular start the Twitter space menu because because not everybody is on Instagram and Facebook and all these platforms. So Emma Benusimi, let's start that. Yoruba Nation movement is still an ongoing project and nobody can stop this movement. Mo ṣe ń ṣàlàyé díẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà country. You can see my other small map there. You can see my map there. To be able to defend a territorial ground of your own space, you need a strong military firepower. That means we declare Yoruba Nation láàárọ̀ tílẹ̀ mọ́. We must first close our borders straight away. We got to shut it down. That is why taba fish election ní gbogbo àgbáyé wọ́n máa shut down borders so that nothing is coming in and nothing is going out. Then secondly, you must have nothing less than at least 50,000 men well armed to the teeth, fully armed to the teeth. Débi pé tẹ́yìn kan bá rí wọn tó bá dúró tán, ẹni bá fẹ́ kọlù wọn á mọ̀ pé òun fẹ́ kọlù kan. Ìyẹn kan. You must also have at least some countries that can quickly give you some kind of firepower as well from the top. I don't think Nigeria government has the capability to knock when that time comes. But we have countries don't guide in Nigeria behind the scene, behind the curtain. That is what some of you don't understand. Most of you just say Nigeria and say, no, you're not. Nigeria is being guided by the Western power. One funny, time sequence of how they have to operate. So those are the ones that we are fighting. Not literally, the Nigeria government, whether it was Buhari that was there or Tinubu, because they might not want to do what they have to do, but they are taking instruction from outside. So this woman that told us that she declared a country and she's bringing an interim government, it's unfortunate that most of us will be pained. You'll be very, very pained because most of it on soy, people on record. In town on record. But when the time comes to open it up, she might just vaporize. We might not see her again, and nobody will be able to hold her accountable anymore. Or we might still see her and she might just give another excuse, which I know she will do. Before the end of this year, she was going to come back with more excuses for not bringing interim Adele, as she says. So that is on, Duke theory. I'll be doing more analysis more now on her because many of us see Ajobere movement. I'm not talking about those that have not even joined the movement. Many of us that have become part of the movement, then all of a sudden we realize that, oh, there's another woman that can bring this Yoruba nation to us, and you followed him based on our rhetorics, on our sweet word, and always using the word God. And she has also questioned us that let me say categorically again, Duke she's not going to bring any hope to any one of you. So Teba Walabe program or Bea Teba Kolo program again. I know some of you are still watching me, especially because platform Bia Ebita Wade, Ibita Lo, it's still a movement. Our Kolamakoshi movement, Lagbaye, especially somebody like me that watch a lot of event unfolding around the world. And I'll just take us to some of the ones I watched just about up to yesterday. America right now sent 5 warships very close to the to China. 5. It has never been done in the history of America before. Normally, America has 11 warships, but 5 of those warships are currently strategically placed around very close to China. We are seeing issues with Iran and the rest of the world. We are seeing problems in Russia. We are seeing issues almost around the world. Most people need to understand that diplomacy as of today doesn't work anymore. If anybody tells you diplomacy is working, nothing. It's not going to work. But that does not mean that in the world that we are living today, you will still not put diplomacy out there. Even as much as the Western country, they're fighting Russia today, is a big fight. They are still buying gas from Russia. That is part of diplomacy. Washing by Russia through the back door. But it is not like it is glaring anymore. So, Yoruba Yoruba nation country. First and foremost, to get a Yoruba nation country is not going to be an easy task. I knew that from 3 years ago. Movie. I saw the Kunle Afolayan Ati Baba Sowe and all these movie star Tonshe program. That was why I stood my ground to say that if you want a country, you prepare for many of whatever can happen. Part of it could mean anything from destructions of things, lives will be lost. We will safeguard as many of our mothers, our children. Economy of that country will eventually flatten. But even though we have not reached that pinnacle yet, but we are saying again that we should prepare our mind for such. Let's go back again to this upcoming event, because this is the major thing that we are discussing. So I'm just touching on other areas along the line. There will be people that are not part of us. What's irrational? So you will not know who is who on the day. But we hope that just as Viva Bakito Ishi saw, everybody will just be in their normal. Oh, all the way from Scotland. Thank you so much, Paul Gray. Good morning, sir. How are you? Thank you for joining. I hope you can understand my language, because I could see that maybe you understand it or not. Somebody's asking what's my favorite color. I don't have any favorite color. I put on whatever that fits and suits the day. See, what I expect on a day like this is, number one, Eniki Elaye, Koma lo CBT Otimasin Iye. Because Toba law government might be. Who is the government? Bola Tinubu is the present government as we speak right now. It's currently at the African Union Summit in Ethiopia. Number two, the question around Koloyilo, Komaloye became a topic that many people around the world picked on, especially after some prophecies started popping up as well. There's nothing wrong in prophecy. There's nothing wrong in that. But one thing I've seen from every one of those prophecies is that they always say that Yoruba man law. But nobody says exactly when or how Lashima law. But ọmọ tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá tó ní tó lè ronú délẹ̀ torí àwa là ń sọ̀rọ̀ èyí mọ̀rọ̀ gbọ́. Everybody knows that something must happen before the next stage happen. And I'm talking with code now. Kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ yẹn. nǹkan kan máa ṣẹlẹ̀ kí kankan tó ṣẹlẹ̀. So tá bá wá ní nǹkan tí àwa fẹ́ jẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀, àwa ń bẹ̀rù ní sìn sílẹ̀. I mean, I'm asking myself, you know, how did we get to that stage in our life? Ṣé okay, torí bí torí America ní 11 warship, they can intimidate anybody. Oh, okay, because the federal government is very powerful, then they can intimidate everybody. Okay? Because of this, they can intimidate. You can only kill the person, but you cannot kill a message. That's number one. Number two, we have become much more understandable that ẹ̀yin lẹ́yìn ò mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ pé n ta gbé dání nǹkan bí ogun la gbé dání tẹ́lẹ̀. That is why most of us have not prepared our mind and our heart for it. Ẹ sọ di pé ká kàn máa wá sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ sọ di talk show mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́, ká máa pè sínú program, àsọ di ẹ̀fẹ̀. 3 years ago lèmi ti mọ̀ pé n ta gbé dání n tó máa fa ìjà láàrin àwa àti the world. Ẹ̀yin bá government ìjà, federal government kọ́ là ń bá jà. Most of you think, look, I've just told you that 38 countries around the world, 38 countries are buying our crude oil. These are the people we are fighting. Not literally Seyi Makinde, not literally Dapo Abiodun, Sanwo-Olu. Àwọn yẹn ṣiṣẹ́ fáwọn lórí burúkú gbogbo ìlú tẹ́ ń rí. Gbogbo ìlú tẹ́ ń rí tí mo dárúkọ lórí burúkú ni gbogbo wọn látòkè dé. Because tó bá ń ṣe lórí burúkú ni ìwọ lọ apply for visa láti lọ sáwọn ìlú òfò yìí kò wò bí ọmọ fún ẹ. Ẹ̀yin lẹ́yìn ò mọ̀ pé ń ta gbé dání à ń bá àgbáyé jà ni. But àgbáyé ò sọ fún yín pé àwọn là ń bá jà torí pé wọ́n wà lábẹ́ àwọn olóṣèlú wa àtàwọn ọba. Now, ìtàwọn ọmọ ẹ̀yà wa kejì ń ṣe nísìn ni pé wọ́n ti ń disturb business activities òkè ọya lọ́hùn. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ tẹ́ gbọ́ mi dáadáa. Ṣé rí ọ̀rọ̀ tá ń fà yìí ó máa wà painful gan at some stage. So mo fẹ́ ká máa prepare mind wa sílẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ tá rárá ń jọ ń fà nínú kitchen mi, nínú yàrá mi, nínú yàrá tiwọn náà tó ń gbọ́ mi, lọ prepare mind ẹ pé ó máa fa wàhálà gidi, wàhálà débi pé àgbáyé máa mọ̀ pé a ti ń fa wàhálà. Ìyẹn làwọn ìyá wa tó kù ń ṣe nísìn. You can see that in the last 2 years, our Biafra were able to hold on to their territory. Kí ló dé tó ṣe lè hold to it? Because àwọn náà ti ní firepower láti fi defend ara wọn against the Fulani terrorists in the military uniform. Many Yoruba people ti mọ̀ pé the Nigerian military is already no longer the Nigerian military tá mọ̀ tí gbogbo wa nífẹ̀ẹ́ tá máa ń support wọn back in the 80s up to the 90s kó tó di pé gbogbo ẹ̀ dàrú. Most of the time when people get kidnapped, wọ́n ní àwọn tó kidnap àwọn, they are in military uniform. And you will expect that automatically send a message that we have now been infiltrated. That is why tí àwọn ẹ̀yà wa tó kù, they will defend that territory with everything that they have. And that is sending signal all the time back to the countries tó ń bá Nigeria ṣe òwò. Because those countries are now concerned. Most of their activities in the southeast, what in wind it down, dear, not in a large scale, but they are reducing their activities in the southeast because they can sense a signal. Signal yẹn làwọ̀ ẹ̀ tí send ìsàgbáyé la ṣe ń ṣì dàbí pé a sọ Yorùbá Nation the talk show. because they have not seen how we want to deal with them. But how we're going to deal with them is not something Tamaka table down on social media. No. I'm activated láti Ogun State títí dé gbogbo state tó kù. Most importantly, nínú Ogun State gangan. Ogun State gangan will be tẹ́lẹ̀ là ń rò pé bí Lagos, because we saw Lagos as a commercial activities. But it's not literally have to be Lagos State. Our focus should be nínú Ogun State. I won't go more than that details. Ìwọ ni kó lọ máa jókòó kí ìwọ náà lọ ronú pé ó ṣe jẹ́ Ogun State ní ká shut down. Tá bá ti lè paralyze Ogun State, tá paralyze it completely till nothing is working in Ogun State, that shut down the rest of the Southwest. Ìyẹn ni ká lọ ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìyẹn ni wọ́n ṣe ń sọ fún àwọn tó jẹ́ tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa pé ẹ wọ́n àwọn ọmọ yín o dáadáa. Ìgbésẹ̀ tó ń gbé yẹn, ìgbésẹ̀ tó máa léwu ni o. Ìgbésẹ̀ tá lè pa any one of them. But tá bá wá ronú pọ́n náà máa pa wá. Torí pé message tí gbogbo yín gbé jáde all the time ni pé Koiki, hey, tó bá lọlé, wọ́n máa mú ẹ, wọ́n máa pa ẹ́, wọ́n máa ṣe kíní kan. Look, gbogbo yẹn rhetorics ni. Rhetorics ni. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó fẹ́ pa. Because wọ́n mọ̀ dájú pé kò ń ṣe mí nìkan ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn. Tẹ́ bá ní Koiki nísìn, there's also like over èmi fúnra mi bí ṣe wà báyìí, èmi fúnra mi tó ń ṣe olóyè Ìgbòho, èmi fúnra mi mo lè gbé 1,000 èèyàn jáde tí máa equip tí wọn tí bá ní funding yẹn tàdé máa dúró dáadáa. Tí bá pè wọ́n láàárọ̀ 1,000 wọ́n máa tẹ̀lé mi. And 1,000 people can make a big impact in the Southwest nínú state kan. Kàmáì tí wàá sọ olóyè bàbá wa Ìgbòho, bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè, Prophet Ológunolúwa, Omeyo, and Ìyá-Jagun, and many of the people that are in the movement. Àtàwọn tí ẹ̀yin gbọ́, àtàwọn tẹ́ ẹ gbọ́. What we should be talking about is how do we become heavy-hearted? That gbogbo sentiment tá à ń fi sára pé Koiki ẹ má ti lọ Nàìjíríà nísìnyí o, Ìgbòho má lọ lé nísìnyí o, má lọ sìnkú yẹ o, torí pé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì máa mú. Okay, gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì máa mú. So gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì akọ̀dé, akọ̀ kó wọn dé, wàá dẹ̀ máa yin gbogbo wa gbàgbàgbàgbà, gbogbo gbàgbàgbàgbà, àbí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì náà máa lo àfẹ́ẹ̀rí, wàá kọ̀ wọnú inú tàbí bí láti ń ṣe patí, wàá dẹ̀ gbé Ìgbòho, wàá gbé sínú helicopter, wàá dẹ̀ máa gbé lọ. Àwa sọ the movie. I am not disputing gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ náà ríran. Mo ti sọ pé wíìkì yìí títí tá máa fi ṣòkú tán ọ̀rọ̀ tá máa sọ ní aṣọ tí máa wọ̀ lénìí lọ́la gbà tí mo tẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ mo rò pé Sunday ni àwọn ìyá kan ti sáré send message Koiki ẹ mọ̀ pé ìyẹn kọ́ jẹ́ slip of kìíní ni. So àwa ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ òkú láwa máa sọ títí the next week. I will be very careful with my words because mo mọ̀ pé ìyẹn lẹ fi gbọ́. Èmi ò lè ṣe movie. Ṣe movie script kan ni mo kọ script kankan. Àwọn director kò sí lẹ́yìn mi tó ń direct pé nǹkan báyìí ni kò lọ sọ síta. But what I'm saying is that wọ́n tí bíbá bá ńlá anybody dá kó dán any nonsense wò ní week tá fi mú yìí. Ṣé mọ̀ pé tí bàbá Akíntóyè àwọn sọ̀rọ̀ bí àgbàlagbà. Wọ́n tí bíbá bá anybody dá kó dán anything wò ní week tá fi mú yìí. Wọ́n bí bàbá yín dání mo sọ kẹ̀dán any nonsense wò week tá fi mú yìí. Ṣé rí gbogbo ìtajọ fara gbára wa ní bí 2 years ago gbogbo èyí tẹ́ ṣe yẹn kò ṣe pé àmúta lè ṣe. But this time around ìta máa ṣe ó wà lábẹ́ ẹ̀kún wa with mo tẹ̀ ní láti wá sórí social media láti máa sọ ẹ̀yin lẹ máa gbúrò ẹ kọ sílẹ̀ ẹ̀yin lẹ máa gbúrò ọ̀rọ̀ social media tẹ̀lé sí lọ́dọ̀ tèmi mọ́. Tẹ́ bá ti dán nonsense wò ní wíìkì èmi ò ní wá sórí broadcast mọ́. Ìsàlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn láti máa ṣiṣẹ́ gbogbo ẹnu ló ń fi sọ gbogbo ẹnu ni mo fi sọ èmi ti mo ti ṣe tán báyìí ẹ̀yin ni kẹ́ wá sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ìbá ti ṣe tán èmi ní láti máa tan kámẹ́rà níta máa ṣe lélẹ̀ níta máa ṣe nígbà yẹn ẹ̀yin ẹ dán nọ́sẹ̀sì wò nínú wíìkì tá a fi mú yìí wọ́n ní dánwò ló bí yọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ ẹ dánwò ní wíìkì yìí èmi Ọláyọmí Kóìkì ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn kò ń ṣe bàbá Akíntóyè kò ń ṣe Ìgbòho èmi gangan ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn wọ́n bí bàbá yín dákẹ́ dán nọ́sẹ̀sì wò gbogbo ìtẹ́ ń sọ ẹ má wálé ẹ má ṣe kinní kan yes gbogbo akọ́lá máa wá èmi ò ní láti wálé because tí Ifá bá sọ pé kí n máa bọ̀ nílé kò sí bàbá ńlá ẹni tó lè sọ pé ká má wá sílé ètùtù la máa ṣe ni a máa pa màálù ni a máa pẹran ni a máa pẹ̀gúnfe ni Ifá lè ní máa consult èdè mi gbé dání nìyẹn tó Kóìkì ọ̀nà tí ìyá ọ̀nà clear má lọ́lé but tí Ifá ní máa bọ̀ nílé kò tí sì bàbá ńlá ẹni tó sọ pé kíyàn má délé ẹni máa kú ẹni máa yè láàrin gbogbo wa ni ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá tá à ń fà yìí ẹ̀yin lẹ́yìn ò tí prepare mind yín àwa kan ti prepare mind wa délẹ̀ ẹ̀yin ò tí prepare mind yín because gbogbo àwọn program mi tẹ́ ń gbọ́ ó ń jẹ́ kí ẹ wà distracted too much but tó dá bí a torí liver yín torí kidney yín ẹ sọ Yorùbá nation àwa sọ de who is the government ta ni government a ní ẹ kí n bá government jà kí n bá government jà IRA bá government jà nílùú yìí wọ́n bá British government jà òun ló fi gba freedom ìwọ nísìn wàá wá lọ sí Republic of Ireland ní Dublin wàá wá lọ ja adúró wàá lọ claim asylum orí òpè ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ní káwọn kan máa jà àwọn IRA wọ́n dì pẹ̀lú ìlú yìí nígbà tó rí pé ọ̀nà nígbà wọn together wọn ni kólúkálukú máa lọ́nlọ́ ẹ̀ wọ́n sì ń bára wọn ṣe but àwọn dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlú ìyẹn ló ṣe ń pè ní Republic of Ireland but ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa nísìn ẹ fẹ́ sọ gbogbo wa di talk show tẹ́ máa lọ máa wò láràárọ̀ lọ́sànsàn ṣe ìta ló wà life láàrin gbogbo wọn ní láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tèmi ẹ lọ múra sílẹ̀ dáadáa ẹ lọ ṣọkan akin ẹni máa kú ẹni máa yè ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí torí àwọn olórí burúkú ìjọba amúnisìn àgbáyé wọn ò ní jẹ́ kẹ́ lọ olùṣì ní gbogbo wọn pátápátá tó bá ń ṣe olùṣì ní wàá dá irú àwọn èèyàn wa dúró àwọn èèyàn wà lábroad ní UK yìí wọ́n fún wọn níwèé olùṣì UK ó ń bá Nàìjíríà ṣe òwò wọ́n ti wà ní recession nísìn ìyẹn lè wá rúpọ̀ máa lọ àwa la máa kóná mọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ láti ìsàlẹ̀ so week ta fẹ́ mú yìí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ń plan anything ẹ sọ fún gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ẹ fi wá sílẹ̀ ní wíìkì kára sìnkú ká dẹ̀ padà sí base wa ẹni tó wá láti diaspora kó máa lọ́lé kódà èèyàn kan tó ti send voice mi Kóìkì òun ti wà nínú Nàìjíríà báyìí ẹni bá fẹ́ kú kó kú ẹni bá fẹ́ yè kó yè àwọn diaspora ní wọ́n ti send voice mi kò ń ṣe ta lè máa sọ fún yín lórí social media àwọn tó send message gbà tí mo ti jíra àlàyé kan ti send message òun wà nínú ilé báyìí òun torí ẹ̀ dé ni ní tó bá fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ òun fẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ lójú òun àwa kan ti prepare ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ tí prepare ni kẹ́ má fi ìbẹ̀rù tiyín fi kó bá wa torí pé ìbẹ̀rù yẹn làwọn olórí burúkú àwọn bàbá òfò lọ́jọ́kù títí tá fi wà níbi tá dé ká ṣe wá ń drag wọn ẹ wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ bá wa ṣe wá ṣe máa náwọn dúró de directive so this week is about the burial bàbá yóò kì í ṣe criminal òun ní kọ́kọ́ ló máa dúró tán àwa kan máa dúró tì back to back so èyí tẹ́ ẹ fi dúró tì yẹn ẹ máa fi àdúrà ẹ máa fi ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ẹ máa fi tẹ́ bá ní ẹ máa fi ràn wá lọ́wọ́ so bí yẹn ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn let's come back again ṣé a ṣì ń sùn ní àbá ti wake up everybody is now lamenting kí ni lamentation tẹ́yìn lament. So what solution do you want us to do? Wọ́n bí Peter Obi olórí burúkú àṣà àwọn diaspora náà a ní láti fún ilé pé àṣà yìí náà dáwó sínú ọwọ́ Peter Obi ẹ fi jẹ́ kó di president Kúnlé Bakers òun ti bínú tó bá ti débẹ̀ yẹn máa ń tètè mọ̀ pé ó wà nù àfi tó bá fẹ́ yẹ kí n mọ̀ òun máa fi owó ló máa fi ń wọlé kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ brother mi wàá máa rí ṣe níbi tó wà yẹn kò ní tán níbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ ń náwó sí wa náírà ìyá kan náà grandma ní Kóìkì mo ti bẹ́ẹ̀ fi nǹkan kan síbẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ṣe ń fi síbẹ̀ lèmi náà náwó padà síta èmi ò kọ̀ lówó tí mo fẹ́ fún gbogbo èèyàn Nàìjíríà èmi ò lówó Nàìjíríà ti fẹ́ fẹ́ anybody àwọn ọmọ tó ń bá mi ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ wà comfortable week tá a fẹ́ mú yìí ó bẹ́tà kébí pẹ̀mí ní bíbà káwọn ọmọ yẹn wà comfortable torí àwọn náà lọ represent mi nílé àwọn náà máa lọ represent mi wọ́n dẹ̀ fẹ́ represent gbogbo wa because we need to see what is going on power bank tuntun mo ti rà fún wọn ẹni tá ti ra mobile phone fún gbogbo wọn ti ní backpack torchlight kúkú mọ̀ pé kò sí náà but we hope that we can light up the place for the 2 days mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọlọ́dẹ tó ń bọ̀ ẹjẹ́ àtẹ̀kọ́kọ́ kí àwọn èèyàn wa dáadáa ká tẹ̀tún wọnú ọ̀rọ̀ nàìjíríà lọ mo kí Ẹkúnlé bakers ó ṣe gan ni òkú ìnáwó òkú àdúró tí brother mi kan náà wá láti Canada ní last week ọkọ̀ sáré wá ṣe ìjọ mélòó kan bó ṣe pè mí nìyẹn Koiki mo wà ń táwọn mo ní ẹjẹ́ àyọjú sí yín ilé òǹbọ ọmọlẹ́rù so we had a great time together and he has already gone back to Canada so àwa náà ń bọ̀ ní tọ̀ èmi àtolóyè a máa lọ tọ̀ káàkiri máa gbé Yorùbá nation káàkiri but ẹjẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ parí ṣe a máa kọ́kọ́ ṣèkan tán ká tó ṣèkan ni ẹjẹ́ kọ́kọ́ kí àwọn ọlọ́dẹ ṣe rí this movement kò sówó nínú àlówó so we are using the little resources tí gbogbo wa tá à ń dá síbí dá sọ̀hún dá sí gbogbo platform ṣe rí àwọn governors wa I don't know how they are thinking but I know because Western mentality ló fi ń ronú àwọn ò ronú báwa ṣe ń ronú àwọn tó yẹ kó kówó fún gidi jù òun làwọn bàbá lọ́dẹ yẹn àwọn lọ́dẹ ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn gan ló yẹ kó máa fọ́ǹdì jù kò ń ṣe ọlọ́pàá kò ń ṣe gúgúrú defence àwọn lọ́dẹ because ọlọ́dẹ ló mọ inú igbó tó lè wà tí á dẹ̀ máa rí àwọn èèyàn tó ń kọjá kò yé yín gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá wọ́n dẹ̀ lè má rí òun but àwọn bàbá yẹn lè ní nísìn wọ́n tẹ àwọn gan fúnra wọn gan wọ́n ní okun láti fi dúró àbáwọn kan ṣe pàdé kan ní last week and I won't go into all the details oríṣiríṣi pàdé la máa ń ṣe mo lè wà ní bíbá but we appreciate them and we've been working with them for some time now quietly so àtúwá ṣe pàdé kan ní last weekend mo kí bàbá wa Timothy mo kí gbogbo wọn láti Kwara títí dé sàlẹ̀ àtàwọn tó wà ní ìlú Abẹ́òkúta ní ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa lógùn state they are ready to work towards kò ń ṣe ká defend ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni mo ń sọ because defending Yorùbá land is the responsibility of our governors but olùsí ni wọ́n ti compromise when we speak to these àwọn bàbá yìí late night sleeper ni wọ́n ọlọ́dẹ ò kì í sùn lóru ó gbọ́dọ̀ lajú sílẹ̀ ni láti protect environment but they don't have the capacity of what they need so the question is níbo làwọn governors wa ń kówó security vote tán fún wọn sí ṣẹ́yìn bàbá wa tí ẹ máa tẹ̀lé wa lọ níjọ́ Thursday àti Friday bá àtẹ̀ní kankan ta fẹ́ fún yín torí pé àní kankan mo kàn bẹ̀ yín mo rọ̀ yín gbogbo tí ẹ bá lè ṣe tí àwọn bàbá ńlá yín tẹ́ jogún lọ́wọ́ èrò máa pọ̀ kò sọ́gbọ́n èrò máa pọ̀ ẹni bá lérò ní pọ̀ èrò máa pọ̀ we pray that Elédùmarè tó ti ń fún yín ṣe tí ẹ fi ń rí ṣe eléyìí tá máa ṣe ní wíìkì yìí ẹ rí ṣe náà láti fi ṣe ìdáàbòbò ìyẹn from the spiritual realm fáwọn èèyàn wa now ẹjọ́ àtúnkẹ́ àwọn Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà mo ṣe sàlùtù fún yín Americana àlówó ta fi fún yín torí pé àwọn èèyàn fún wa ní enough owó ta lè fi operate pé ẹ gba 1 million bẹ́yẹn ẹ gba 2 million because people are not doing as much but we are grateful from the little that people are doing. We are looking forward to seeing you all. Mo rántí pé gbogbo àkókò jọ move náà ni ní gbogbo rally kò sí rally tá lọ tí Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà kì í tẹ̀lé wa and I remember one tí à ń lọ nígbà tá ń lọ sí side Ìlaro ṣáláti ni wọ́n ti join wa convoy àwa àtolóyè and they are ready we pray that enough àwọn ọmọ tó máa tẹ̀lé yín gbogbo Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà pátápátá la pè láì yọ ẹnì kankan sílẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá gbogbo bí tẹ́ bá jẹ́ ọmọ Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ká jọ pàdé ní ìlú Ìgbòho lágbára Elédùmarè níjọ́ Thursday Friday àwa darí wá sí Ìbàdàn ní lẹ́yìn ìgbà tá a bá ṣetán ní Ìgbòho town ìyẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn OPC mo máa ń gbọ́ tán ní bá máa ní OPC kan original kò sí tó pọ̀ mí o èmi ò mọ OPC original mo mọ OPC fake OPC ni OPC ń jẹ́ lóòótọ́ kò sílẹ̀ Yorùbá ìbáwa náà ti pín sí méjì báyìí àbá pín sí méjì Dúpọ̀ Onítìrì ogun àlójú kan ó dóhun ṣe tiẹ̀ àwa náà wà ní ojú kan pẹ̀lú bàbá Akíntóyè but we hope that lágbára Elédùmarè àwọn OPC wa lábẹ́ bàbá wa Ìbà Gani Adams àtàwọn the other section tí mo mọ àwọn yẹn náà dáadáa torí gbogbo àjọ move náà ni nígbà tá à ń ṣe movement yìí we are looking forward gbogbo ìntẹ́bá lè fi ṣe fún wa níjọ́ Thursday Friday ó kù sí gbogbo wa lọ́wọ́ ẹ ti ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ náà ìtàbá lè ṣe ọ̀dẹ̀mọ̀ pé olóyè ẹrù tó wà lórí bàbá yẹn àfikún Ìbà Elédùmarè nínú Germany tó jókòó sí báyìí nísìn bí olóyè ṣe máa sùn nísìn ni bó ṣe ń survive I don't know kọ́ọ̀lù ni I remember the 6 months I spent with him I cannot go into too much details. It's all constantly being called constantly at some point èmi ni máa gba fóònù wọn tó bá ti pè èlò tálẹ́yìn Koiki bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà èmi ni olóyè kọ́ bá mi sùn lọ́wọ́ ọ̀dà sọ pé olóyè kó pè mí padà ó máa pè wọ́n padà. His phone never stopped ringing and I can imagine the kind of calls tó ń lọ nísìn towards this important day. This is an important day. Mo bẹ̀ wá mo rọ̀ wá kíyàn kọ́kọ́ má plan anything against us on that day, whether DSS, whether Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy. You can be there to protect us. Yes, we have not done anything as you want a country. So be there, protect us, give us the security, but just stay around, don't come as an intimidation. Because what brings up and erupts issues is when people see security agency as coming to intimidate them. Lè sọ pé a fẹ́ ṣe irú event bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́lọ́pàá máa wà láti patrol, guide, traffic and all that. So we expect that Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, look, we might have issues together because an issue gone láàrin ara wa. I'm sure àwọn tó mọ̀ wọ́n mọ̀ pé we have it. But eléyìí tá à ń bọ̀ wá ṣe responsibility Oyo State Government ni láti provide the security, láti dáàbò bo àwa ọmọ Yorùbá. Torí ọmọ Yorùbá ló ní Ọ̀yọ́ State, kò ń ṣe ọmọ Ìgbò, kò ń ṣe ọmọ Haúsá. Àwọn ẹ̀yà tó ń bá wa gbé wọ́n lè máa bá wa gbé for 40-30 years. Àwa Yorùbá la ní, and you are the current governor and we expect adequate security in Igboho town. So gbogbo security tẹ́ bá fẹ́ tètè máa fún wa, make sure pé ẹni tó máa control mọ́tò, àwọn ní traffic, this, that, because it's going to be very busy. And we expect to get security from Oyo State Governor. So we're looking forward to that. Àwọn olótú wà ń bẹ̀, àwọn Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn, àwọn èèyàn tiwa náà ni wọ́n. We appreciate, we love the work that you've done. Reason tí a ṣe ń broadcast ikú bàbá wa, the late governor of Ondo State, Akete Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, it's nothing because of anything. I'm not getting paid for that. Gbogbo àwọn platforms tó ń lọ tó jẹ́ channels, they will pay. They're going to give them money. I know that. I know how government operates. Ọmọ àgbẹ̀ envelope kékeré kan, ẹ má bínú pé kéré, ó lè ṣí kọ́ bá 5 million bẹ́ẹ̀. Bọ́lá wa ní sìn àwọn kan ṣe torí pé a nífẹ̀ẹ́ Akeredolu. Àwọn tíìmù wa 4 ni mo draft pé kọ́ make sure pé event Akeredolu, àwọn yẹn ní sàn nílé travel lọ sí Ìgbòho town. They are heading to Akure. Ẹ rí pé láti ìjọ Thursday láti ń ṣe transmission títí dànà a lọ sí mọ́ṣáláṣí tó ti ṣàdúrà fún Akérédolú àtàwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí ẹ̀. We know that death is not something we come and máa fi ṣe fẹ́ni tí ó ti kú. No, we don't do that. So we've drafted 4 of our team to stay in Ondo State and Akure stroke Owo láti máa ṣe gbogbo activities. A lot of activities. It's a well-detailed activity títí di just Sunday. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. So the Koikimedia team will be transmitting from there. So week definitely, a lot of event is going to be coming on my page. So while I'll be behind doing what I have to do from the studio, the team on the ground will be working from Ondo State in Igboho simultaneously. So you might be seeing multiple transmission coming out. That is why tó bá jẹ́ pé bá lè fún wa ní MTN, era MTN data, send it to me. I need to at least give each of my team nothing less than 15,000 to 20,000 naira worth of MTN. And we're talking about 25 of them. So you can see what I'm talking about, because we're talking, I've instructed them that so many things that I want to discuss on the social media, but they are ready to do the work so that abroad, enemies in Canton Londo State, enemies in Canton Akure. So, and I still have to give them money to give their family before they travel, for the few days. They will be heading out in the next couple of days to Igboho. I won't continue in Igboho, but they're not going to be doing any broadcasting. They're just doing some work for me, and I'm getting some report back on my desk. So, Tebali Radita, Tebakwe mi, Koiki, scratch card, number, I don't mind. If we need cash, we will take it, but we need to top up a lot of their phones from Sunday. Need your Monday protest kan wà tí mo gbọ́ tí Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí àti Jìdẹ̀ tán ní kí ọmọ Yorùbá kankan má jáde fún protest, àwa ti gba country. Born bastard. Orí Ìjìnlẹ̀ yẹn kò pé rárá, kò mọ tó ń sọ, kùkùté dẹ̀ lòun náà kò ní so wọ́n yẹ pé mo yẹ pé mi ti rí Jìnlẹ̀ ní Turkey, yẹ pé mi fly lọ sí Turkey, òun ò lè fly wá sí London, kò níwèé tó fi wá sí London, kò níwèé tó fi wá sí London. Bí ọ̀rẹ́ ti promise in America, àwọn concern Nigeria ti reach out sí mi, mo ti bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀, wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki, mo ní ká má worry, media mi máa tẹ̀lé yín jáde níjọ́ Monday lágbára Elédùmarè, wọ́n máa jáde ní Monday tá fẹ́ mú yìí, torí pé nǹkan lè máa ṣẹlẹ̀, bíbí ń pa àwọn èèyàn, kò sí security, kò sí anything, ìlú òfò. So ní Monday ní ìlú Ìbàdàn wọ́n máa jáde o, kẹ̀má ní ẹ̀gbọ́n nísìn níjọ́ Monday. So week tá fẹ́ mú is a very, very busy week for the Koikimedia team. Extremely busy. We are having another security meeting tomorrow, which is going to be details in preparing for this week. Gbogbo tó máa jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà lànà òun lè mi pray fún. I don't pray for any peace in the country. So what about peace? Sọ fún Bola Tinubu kó jẹ́ ká jọ jókòó, ká wá roadmap and exit the shit hole country. Thank you, Nigeria. If nothing of such, could see peace, it end up in everybody knows that. Coming back again, lórí ti àwọn Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn, mo kí bàbá mi Sunday Ajibade, bàbá mi Waris, all these artificial state map, Yoruba land map we stand. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ever lọ wo Koikimedia map tí mo gbé sẹ́yìn ni artificial ni ìlú òfò. So coming back, mo kí àwọn Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn, we're looking forward to the day with you. Then mo wá kí àwọn different vigilantes, oríṣiríṣi vigilante ló wà. So that is on that. Then mo kí Ìyá Jagun, she reached out to me yesterday. It's unfortunate that we've come to a stage where tó bá yẹ pé àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ kí gbogbo kíní mẹ́hẹ̀, irú àwọn event báyìí tá à ń lọ báyìí nísìn mọ́tò máa wà tá a ti máa jẹ́ personal car tiwa tó yẹ pé a ti máa rà ní 3 years ago, but because àwọn èèyàn ní sùúrù, they thought that everything was just like this that. Mo rántí brother wa kan lamẹ́ríkà wọ́n gbé very big car kan fún wa pé àwọn máa ta ní o, àwọn ò rí ta Nàìjíríà, but tá a bá láìkẹ̀ ká lò ó ká dẹ̀ fáwọn lówó. But kí làwọn èèyàn rí mọ́tò yẹn fún nígbà tó gbé dé sí ọ̀dọ̀ olóyè Ìgbòho? Wọ́n fi gbà lọ́wọ́ wa, wọ́n mọ nítorí ó bá mọ́tò yẹn dé. Irú mọ́tò yẹn nísìn á sì wà lọ́wọ́ wa. So I don't know what has happened. So many things like that. So ìgbà tí Ajagun reach out sí mi, most of them need money to be able to operate between now and next week. But I hope that people will do what they can do for individuals. I am concerned that èmi tí mo ní àwọn tó máa bá mi ṣiṣẹ́ gan, mo tí fún wọn ní enough. Wọ́n máa fìyàwó sílẹ̀, wọ́n máa fọmọ sílẹ̀. So I have to make sure that they're well looked after, because àwọn ló fi lọ represent èmi. Èmi tó dẹ̀ fi lọ represent kò ń ṣe èmi nìkan. We're talking about millions of people will be looking forward to see broadcasts from Koikimedia and the other medias that are going as well. But I'm talking about my platform now. So it's a very, very detailed for me, especially my relationship with Olóyè Ìgbòho and his family, to be able to give them so that Olóyè bá ń wo event ní Germany, wow, Koiki, So, that is the reason why it is important that we get it right on our platform. Benny, peace can never be Nigeria again until the dissolution of Nigeria. So if you're just joining us, I'm just, like I said, between now and the next week, it's going to be all about this woman. So every time we're going to be putting this on just to remind us that we are now countdown to the day. Moki Komrishola ko gbọ́dọ̀ kú, Moki gbogbo àwọn Iron Lady, obìnrin ajìjàgbara, gbogbo tí a lè promise anybody àti tàti náà máa fún yín, we don't have the fund to do anything. So whatever everybody has, let us manage it as we travel down to Igboho. But what we have been told, lots of we need ×3 of the kind of crowd Tarini Ekiti, ×3. So that means if you are going and you are financially on, you should start thinking of how you want to get there and also return back to your base. North to Yoruba, they are traveling down, this weekend ahead of the week. People are coming from the southeast. We invited the Biafrans. Any problem. So anyway, so we've invited them. We've invited all the politicians. So to attack. Yes, they have the right to attend these on behalf of this man, which is a friend and the family of many of them. Moki Bubumo ahead of the day. Moki Babawa a woman in Ferrante Rukonisi. Oshupa. Moki brother me. Moki brother me no. Kiloruko the other artist one Konshe Malaika. Iti Baba Oshupa lo nílé níjọ́ ní Gani kí lórúkọ yẹn fún mi lórúkọ yẹn again. Lára àwọn olórin wa náà ni. Òun àti olóyè lọ́jọ́ ṣe fídíò kan ní last year. Tony Okuti, Pasoma, yeah. Baba Pasoma, Moki ẹkú palẹ̀mọ́ sà. Bàbá mi pa Moki ẹkú àdúró tí Olóyè Ìgbòho, ẹkú àìfún wọn sílẹ̀. Mo wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí Prince ní Belfast. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pé ẹkú àdúró tí Olóyè. Gbogbo ẹni tó sì fi náwó sí wọn, you can do it directly with him. or you can reach out to me, whichever one you prefer. Teba reach out Siwa, we will tell you how you can reach out to Loye. He has not asked me to come out for donation on his behalf, but we know that Entofe Shoku, we're talking about, you know, Tabashi in long 1 billion, Koiti Poju, Fun Yai, you know, is one off. Especially at the Toju Mukiyawa Love Jane, Ekabo Sorieto. Oloye's parents, the mother rather, has been kept, you know, since July last year. So it's been a long while that we need to now finally bury her so that she can go and rest, and we can start thinking of other areas as well. So if you're one of those, like I said again, yeah, okay, yeah, that's one of the comments by now. Pastor Benny Prince, Moki Eshegoni, Moki Prince Ni Oyewole Eshegoni Ekaro, Moki Yawa Muraina Biola Ibrahim Adeoye, Moki Baba David Adegoke. So once again, in tó ṣe kókó tó ṣe pàtàkì ni pé gbogbo consign ọmọ Yorùbá lórí pé Olóyè, we should not be worried. We will give him the transmission that he can use to watch from Germany. And I know that we're all looking forward. Àfẹ́ni tó bá jẹ́ evil person ló máa sọ pé òun look forward sí irú ọjọ́ báyìí. Ọ̀yà àti Ìbà Gani ń bọ̀ lógun ọ̀fẹ́ máa wọlé. Lógun ọ̀fẹ́ láti wọlé kò sọ́gbọ́n ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn boys wọn. So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Orúkọ mi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì, tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí Koikimedia. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fọkàn wa balẹ̀, kò sí ẹni ìkọ̀kan tó fi ṣẹlẹ̀ ju pé ọjọ́ yẹn máa wáyé, ọ̀run yabọ̀ ni, kò sí nǹkan tó fi ṣẹlẹ̀. Security wise, definitely people are worried and concerned, but there's nothing to be worried about. Mo kí ẹ easy, brother mi dáadáa, kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ. So lágbára Elédùmarè, mo kí gbogbo àwọn ìyá wa, àwọn tó máa dáná, I think because sometimes we forget about these people, right? Àwọn dẹ̀ gangan ni the most people tó máa ṣiṣẹ́. If you want to say Koiki, omi ni kẹ́yìn bá wa rà, ẹ ṣáà kó síbẹ̀, káwọn èèyàn máa mú omi, ẹ tètè reach out sí wa, so that we can be able to work and organize that in our own little ways. So there's a lot of things that needs to be done, but without this, we cannot do anything. So we're not, that's why I have not come out to say, ẹ̀dáwó kankan débi pé àwọn kan máa pè mí lẹ́yìn pé àwọn fẹ́ gbowó lọ́wọ́ wa. I'm not giving anybody any money because we've not come out for such. Our gone, we don't have enough to operate yet. So, and we're talking about a big operation. Money, I need the 3 million. BLR 1 million. But it's okay. You only stop because our this platform, Yoruba self-determination platform, and could especially if you operate anything like American warship on Coca Kiri 95 billion ní US release fún wọn. Tọ́ì tí wọn bọ́ ṣe fi gbọ́ owó yẹn jáde ní Senate wọn lọ́hùn. Nigerian government in fund media nílé. Al Jazeera were funded. So we just have to be funded as well. So that is how far I can go so that I can go back to bed. I hope you've enjoyed it. Tell somebody else that please don't try to make anything this week. Government máa gbé gbogbo nonsense tí mò ń gbọ́ yẹn. Ẹ sọ fún government pé òkú là ń bọ̀ wá ṣe. Ẹ sọ fún àwọn governors wa, gbogbo àwọn ọba náà la pè. Ọba ò ní láti wá, wọ́n lè fi ọ̀pá ọ̀ṣẹ́ wọn ránṣẹ́. It's just the normal, you know, aṣáwọn tó máa ń fi ránṣẹ́ náà sáwọn tó bá fẹ́ sìnkú. So ọba tó bá lè wá, ẹ bá fi ọ̀pá ọ̀ṣẹ́, ẹ bá fi ránṣẹ́. So that kọ́ lè mọ̀ pé interface is something very, very unique. Olóyè kì í ṣe ẹni yẹpẹrẹ o. So bí àwọ̀ tó ń kàn rò pé òkú lásán lélẹ̀, ó lè jẹ́ òkú màmá tiẹ̀ lòkú lásán, òkú eléyìí ń ṣòkú lásán, ìyẹn mo ṣe ń prepare everybody sílẹ̀. Wíìkì ìyá olóyè ni máa fi sọ̀rọ̀. Mo dẹ̀ ti sọ ntẹ́mi máa sọ but ntí máa sọ yẹn mo ti sọ tán ẹ má try nonsense ní wíìkì yìí o wíìkì yìí ẹ má try any fucking nonsense ni mo sọ ẹgbọ́n èdè tí mo lò yẹn don't try it don't try ẹ mọ̀ pé don't try it so ẹ bá try it kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ social media èmi ní láti wá sọ social media ìsàlẹ̀ ni máa ta láti máa sọ ta máa ṣe fáwọn èèyàn a máa sọ fún wọn ẹ má try it ẹ má try it rárá mo kí ẹ Peter Pan òun máa ń fún wa lówó every month ìyẹn ló ṣe ní microphone Koiki lọ́wọ́ so ó ṣe gan ni ó kọ́ ọ̀tọ́jú brother thank you so much mo á kí Simon Ekpa ó ṣe gan ni kú òkú àdúró tí olóyè Ìgbòho ọwọ́ ọ̀tún wa náà ni ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ń bá bí afrajà sí tó kàn wá àwọn ọba bí èmi ò bá bí afrajà bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ń bá bí afrajà pé torí wọn àti bàbá olówó àti Azikiwe àwọn lọ́jọ́ mọ́ tọ́jọ́ fà èmi ò bá Nnamdi Kanu jà mo dẹ̀ bá Simon Ekpa jà mo dúró pẹ̀lú wọn mo lẹ̀ pa bí ṣúgà ni so mo dẹ̀ ní láti máa sọ gbogbo tẹ́nà àti wọ́n jọ ń sọ lẹ́yìn bó mo kí Simon Ekpa ó kúṣẹ́ takuntakun mo kí Mr. Akeem Ayọ̀délé mo kí gbogbo yín ẹni tí àbá kí kọ́mẹ́ǹtì nìyẹn so ẹ̀fẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé wà lórí ètò lẹ́sẹ̀ wà quiet Lord Younger Thursday mo kí yín so ẹ jẹ́ kí èmi náà lọ kí n lọ rest padà so as on that note thank you so much that is how far we can go kí èmi náà lọ kí n lọ dúró tí ìyàwó mi lókè so bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn so mo kí gbogbo wa mo kí Prince ṣàlàfíà lẹ́wà gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti náwó sólóyè pẹ̀lú àdúrà pẹ̀lú gbogbo nǹkan this week let's increase it a little bit mo ò fẹ́ gbọ́ Koiki ṣó ti rí fídíò wòlíì kan tó ní kó lóyè má wálé gbogbo ìyẹn àti pààyàn tì nísìn ìyẹn kọ́ la fi sọ nísìn owó ta fi sìnkú la ní ìdìbáyìí ẹni máa ní Koiki mo fẹ́ sẹ́ndì 5 million sólóyè ṣé àkáǹtì olóyè ní ká sẹ́ndẹ̀ sí direct ẹ fún mi màá sẹ́ndẹ̀ ẹ bá mi sẹ́ndẹ̀ direct ẹ share receipt pẹ̀lú èmi èmi wá forward receipt sólóyè Koiki mo fẹ́ ní kó bá mi deliver Coca-Cola 300 pieces àbí ṣé kẹ́ lọ rà níbẹ̀ ni àwọn nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ máa gbọ́ ní mo fẹ́ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ prophecy kankan mọ́ ní wíìkì yìí gbogbo yẹn àti discuss ẹ̀ gbogbo platform ti sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí wíìkì tá a fẹ́ sìnkú la fẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ nísìnyí Koiki ṣé ẹ máa ní the lamp mo ní àwọn lamp kan tí wọ́n lè bá yín tàn fún 24 hours àwọn nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ máa gbọ́ nìyẹn I don't want to hear Koiki prophet kan ẹ bá send mo kúkú ní dáhìn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ bá pè mí máa ní mo ti gbọ́ náà ní tẹ́bá tẹ̀lé mi get this week I don't have the time for that my communication with Oloye continue and the message tó bá ní ká wá deliver síta wá deliver he hasn't sent any message yet but for now he's just saying that the back àwọn committee ní ká sọ fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pé ní ìlú Ìgbòho kò sí any changes o the date remains Thursday tamalogboku Friday we buried Mary then atupada sí Ìbàdàn where Mary goes on as well so whatever you want to do don't delay it let us get it out Moki Orion TV Eshegonekaro so let's get it out quickly let's do it as quickly as possible so that it can be useful Olanisin àwọn ọmọ mi kan lọ sí computer village we're going to buy the last thing that you need ní computer village Lola we're spending money back to back unfortunately tibare tó ń lọlé tẹ́ bá pè mí mo ní bag kékeré kan kò ń ṣẹrù tó pọ̀ ìtàn ọmọ mi ní ìtàwé fi ṣe operation ilé ní fún media work tẹ́ bá lè bá mi gbé máa pàdé ní True Airport tẹ́ bá pè mí pé Koiki pàdé wa ní True Airport tàbárẹ̀ tó sì ní mọ́tò Koiki mo fún ẹ o ẹ̀kọ́ ló fún burial tẹ́ bá ti lò tán ẹ bá ń pa kẹ̀kẹ́ fún kọ́kọ́rọ́ padà síbi tẹ́ ti gbé I will appreciate bí ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ kò sẹ́ni kankan tó get in touch torí kó má dọ̀la ní ìsìnkú àmà ní mo rántí gbà tá a kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ tẹ́ ní ẹ gbé mọ́tò fún wa ẹ lẹ́ máa gbé mọ́tò fún wa ẹ tún lọ sọ fáwọn kan pé bàbá kan fún wa ní mọ́tò yẹn engine ẹ̀ kò ṣiṣẹ́ ìgbà tó tún ọ̀dẹ̀ àwọn sọ fún yàn kankan inú meeting kan kí n má fi gbọ́ ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ ibẹ̀ lọ ti ń pè mí pé Koiki wọn náà gbé mọ́tò fún yín mo á ń béèrè pé mọ́tò wo àwọn ní bàbá kan náà ń gbé mọ́tò fún yín bí ẹrù pé àwọn mọ́tò yẹn mo fi ń ná Òṣòdì sí Kétu ni mọ́tò yẹn engine kò sí kankan nínú ẹ̀ àwọn tó wà ní àwọn kan tó tún bá wa fix mọ́tò àwọn yẹn tún bá wa criminal country àwọn Yorùbá fún wọn lówó bá wa gbé engine síbẹ̀ ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ so please gbogbo tí ẹ bá wa ṣe ní 2 years ago yẹn nígbà tá a kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ yẹn I don't want that kind of ẹ̀rẹ́mí àníkẹ́ lọ gbé mọ́tò yẹn bá start ẹ̀ báyìí kò ní start àwọn mọ́tò yẹn tẹ gbé sílé táwọn tó bá yín start so mọ́tò tẹ bá fi fún wa mọ́tò tí a lè kick start kakọ̀ rẹ̀ po sí ká máa drive ní if not tó bá dijọ́ Monday tó bá tẹ̀tí di Sunday àti ṣe negotiation kan síbi kan tẹ́lẹ̀ màá kọ́ nìkan lọ fún wọn lówó ni tábà ti rẹ́ anybody tó fún wa ní mọ́tò so màá dúró títí di ìjọ Sunday tó bá wá fi díjọ́ Sunday tí bá ti rẹ́ anybody tó ní àwọn ní mọ́tò tó ń fi fún wa tó bá máa fi di Monday tẹ́ bá ní ẹ fi fún wa mọ́tò gan-an ní kẹ́ má worry because at it late so we are planning ahead at any time. It's a very, very busy week. I think we're busy week for the Koikimedia team. Èmi ò mọ platform mi o. Èmi ò dẹ̀ ń ṣe blogger. Àwọn ò dẹ̀ ń ṣe video 13 seconds. Mo bá wa ṣe ń ṣe video pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ wa ní gbogbo tripod tó máa lò pátá ó ti dé Nàìjíríà láti 3 weeks ago. Gbogbo tripod mo ṣe send them it cost me over 500,000 naira. So I'm not joking. So platform wa we're struggling but we're trying our best. Gbogbo àfà pastor oníṣẹ̀ṣe tẹ́ bá ti ríran ẹ communicate padà pẹ̀lú Elédùmarè pé ìran tẹ́ rí yẹn Koiki ní kó bá wọn reverse ẹ̀ that's all so bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn so àdúrà wa gbà ó so bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn so jẹ́ kí n lọ relax padà sí orí bẹ́ẹ̀dì mi mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o ìran Yorùbá kò ní parẹ́ gbogbo ẹni tó bá ní ìran Yorùbá máa parẹ́ èyí lẹ máa parẹ́ tayétayé àní gbúròó yín mọ́ so bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn so oráyọ̀ la máa sùn ẹ̀dá plantain wọn ká máa lọ olóyè we stand with you forever ibi tó bá ń lọ lèmi ń lọ decision tó bá take ni mo take tó bá sọ pé báyìí ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo dúró sí I've told you that behind and outside I will remain with you shoulder to shoulder anything you decide I will stand with it láṣẹdùmarè bàbá kító mo kí bàbá ẹṣẹ gan ẹkọ àdúró tiwa mo kí gbogbo oríṣiríṣi ẹgbẹ́ ẹkú ṣe takuntakun Yorùbá nation no going back Orayan la máa sùn good night. Ẹjẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ yíyó àtọ́wí ọmọ dúdú wa ọmọ dúdú wa dìde ọsí ipò ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ìgbàdúláwọ̀. tó àníri jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ní wákàtí ó dàárọ̀ good night and ó tún di bílẹ̀ bá mọ́ ìtàbá tún lè ṣe and as usual we play this to close the broadcast as well. Mo kí àtọ́jú mi lọ́mọ mo kí gbogbo àwọn olólùfẹ́ rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́. The love is too much. They're coming. Ọ̀nàlóyèdè tú Ìgbòho ṣá. The command is our own. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, mo tó bá lọ làwọn lọ́n ti rẹ̀. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn olólùfẹ́ rẹ̀. Àmì ìjọba yẹn lọ.
ó dàárọ̀.